It's only to go grab Nate and come back. Right.
All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to let's start the interview. So
yeah.
I'm Mesa, you're Simon.
Yes.
I want to get to know you because I saw you just like randomly last year as I was filming, as you maybe remember.
Yes.
So kind of who is Simon and how did you come about of creating these things?
Well, it was crazy actually. I mean, I started doing this once they released the software update in the car, which was December 2021.
Okay.
And then, they released the fact that you could do them in custom. So I checked out the software, which was a horrible piece of software.
I've seen it as well. I'm a software developer.
Oh, yeah, no, it's really rank. Had to play with it, did it on my drive, and kind of just moved from there. So did one and then another one, and then I realised, why am I doing this on the driveway for me?
Right.
Because I was playing it once, and then that was it. Right. Move on to the next. So started doing it or uploading it online so people could download them for their cars as well. And then moved on to kind of meeting up with other people. Right. And there were some other light show creators around the world. A lot of them are in the States. And we had kind of a forum going, so I spoke to a couple of them and went over to Vegas just to go and have dinner with them. And I said, well, while we're there, we may as well do a light show together. That was back in the day where you had to close the door at the same time. Yeah, it was 22, I think. Okay. So we did that. We did a 3-car. I'd invited other people as well, and we ended up getting, I think, 7 or 8 cars. Okay. Put them into a formation of a T, and that was kind of the first one I'd ever seen, which had a formation. And then from there, it kind of snowballed really quick. So it went from 7 to 20 in Austria, and then in the UK it went to 100, and then 172 in California, and it just went on and on and on. Of course, until we got the world record at 255 in Germany, in Ham with TTF, and then carried on up until last year when we got the 687 here, but in the car park. They've very generously given us a much, much bigger space today.
This looks pretty interesting now.
This is going to look really cool, and I've developed the show to embrace it. So whereas, of course, we had a bit of a weird shape last time, we've got a very defined shape
here. It was also back then still like
it was really cool. Right. But this is a very defined space, so there'll be some movements in the configuration that should look really cool. But of course, it's all here until it actually happens. And then I just don't tell people if it was a mistake or not.
Right. And how do you get to the point that you get invited to these things? I mean, like you kind of like, so the inception for these, in the ones in Finland, I guess, is Kirsi, I assume.
Absolutely.
So how does that like translate to like she contacting you or other people contacting you?
Oh God, I can't remember what happened for last year, but it's basically snowballed from the fact that I was contacted by Tesla Club Austria back in May 2023 because I don't know if they'd seen something online, but they wanted me to write a 20-car show for them, which was actually 3 shows within a star formation, which they put on, and it was absolutely incredible. I didn't go there, but that was kind of the first request that had come in for a multi-car show. Okay. And then from there, the UK Tesla team heard about it and asked me if I would do them. That was 100 cars. And it just spiraled from there.
And this is all voluntary, so no monetary things anywhere?
Unfortunately not, no. It would be nice. No, I'm an IT guy by trade, so I work during the day and then configure up until stupid hours in the morning. But it's become an obsession, which is now probably a good 8-hour day job.
Yeah, that's like what I couldn't wrap my head around. I was expecting you don't have kids, you don't have wife, no. but you do. Yeah, you do have both.
I've got responsibilities at home. I've got a very understanding wife, is what I've got.
She has to be very, very understanding.
Yeah, I think this is probably a breaking point now. But the issue is, of course, there's a lot of travel. But I got to the point where I was writing shows for other people in different countries. They were playing it but not doing it right. And of course, if you're spending 30 hours on a show, it has to go right. It's really important for me as if you consider like an artist, it's really got to be what you thought in the first place when you were designing it. So I kind of stopped that. I said, look, I would love to do all these shows, but I can't just send them over and hope. So it became I'll have to go out there. So we've done now tons. It is kind of working out 17 or 18 this year, including the worldwide ones. So of course, every so often I'll say, I'll have a brainwave and just say, right, okay, let's do this, but let's do it all over the world. So we had Star Wars this year. We had a European show that was really cool. Next year I'm going to do a 50-state 4th of July. So I'm hoping that would be really good. Of course, we've got Christmas. I think last year we had about 1,200 cars involved in Christmas. And that was relatively, everything was unknown. So I'm hoping that this year we can really cream that. And it's just really enjoyable. Because if you imagine, I'm just sitting in my garden, in my shed, which is my office. I have an idea, and then suddenly all these people join in and make it possible for me, really selfishly, to see it come to life. It's a dream, really. So I consider myself very privileged.
So you're into IT as well. I'm a software developer too. So are you like a coder, project manager? What's your kind of actual title?
So I'm a project manager. So I'm a contractor. Okay. So currently I work for a water company in the UK, or work with, I have to say.
But you live in the States?
No, I live in the UK. I just happen to be in the States a lot. Okay. I feel like I live elsewhere, but we've just spent a year in South America, or a little less than a year in South America, to allow the kids to learn Spanish. But we got back to England in May, so we've been kind of based in May since.
Whereabouts in England?
Just outside of Wales. Okay. It's a place called Hereford. It's a lovely place. It's very rural, very, very quiet.
I gotta say, I'm really inspired by all of this. So I love graphics and audio and things like this. I was blown away when I heard that you are actually doing the mixing of yourself as well. Yeah. Like the songs, and the one you did here last year, I think my favorite is the one that you did with the Cybertruck in the States. Like that, with the songs you pick are the songs I love the most.
Yeah, well, that's the key, right? So the issue is, other people ask me for songs all the time. And I knock that back. I say I can't just do a song. It's got to be something that comes from me. Yeah. So it's got to be something that I really, really...
You have very good taste.
Well, no, thank you very much. I think so. Really, I would do. But no, I find that I can't write for other people when they turn around and say, let's do a fight song for a college football team or something like that.
It feels like you're doing some work.
Yeah, then it's just work, and I don't like that. So I like to sit down and challenge myself and say, right, what's cool? And one of the main things I love about this is that I just get to listen to music all day. I used to be in a band. I was in a band for 5 years.
Which instrument?
The drums. Okay. So I wasn't a real musician, as I was told. I just hung around with them. But I then get to sit down, listen to music all day. I listen to a real kind of variety of music, and just every so often it's like, that'd make a great show. Right. And it just comes from there. But no, I don't like to just take the music. I like to make it my own. So, for example, the Star Wars one, there was 11 different tracks in that. And there was sound effects that came in. So there's a bit where R2-D2 comes in. And somebody else used it for a show as well. And I could tell it was mine. I was like... Because nobody else did that. That was just me. So I like to make it as unique as possible. Because, of course, it is kind of art in that kind of respect. So I'd love to be writing the music. I just don't have time. But mixing it is something that I really enjoy. I could spend more time on the mixing than on the lights sometimes. Right.
I just have to applaud you. All the work you do here, the things that you come up with, just excellent. Because watching those with kids is it's really, really, really nice, and they are very into it as well. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and I've got my kids here today. I don't know where they are. They're having their face painted, but this is, I think, the 4th show that my daughter's been to, and the 2nd show my son has been to. And this one tonight's actually written for my daughter. So when was it? Oh, I can't remember. The Cybertrucks in X Takeover, so it came up with Centuries right at the end. That was a multi-part show, so it actually ended up being 6.5 minutes because I was able to progressively increase the size of the show, which was really cool. But that was written for him because he asked me, Daddy, can you write a light show to Centuries? And then this one today that you'll see, that's written for my daughter. It was her idea. One of the tracks is her idea. And but I always keep them under wraps so nobody knows. Kirsty is dying in there. She's absolutely dying. Can I hear it? No.
This is something else totally. So look at that. That's the Michelin guy as well. Yeah.
Well, here that's not so bad because you normally see them walking around in California. They must be dying of the heat. But at least here it's a little bit more temperate, so they're okay.
Right. So I'm out of questions. Any final words?
No. I hope everyone enjoys the show. It's going to be. I mean, I'm telling people I think this is going to be probably the greatest one I've done. Certainly size-wise, it's incredible. We look like we may make the record, but it doesn't really matter because this is a mega light show, so we're doing it for just size is going to be really cool. But if we get the record, then that'd be nice. Or should I say, if we get it back?
Oh, one final question. Configuration, dance moves or no? Doesn't matter.
I don't configure them in the big shows.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what you do.
No. So the issue is if I configure them in the big shows, some people will have them, some people don't. I want everything uniform because you're going to have a lot of drones. I think we've got 6 drones today, and I want everything uniform. I don't want boots up covering the backlights of somebody else. So this is very nice and flat. It's like a canvas, and it's really cool. On the worldwide shows, they always have movements because you'll have the X's in there doing their flaps and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. But these ones, no. These ones will be uniform.
Will you be at the top there watching, or what's your location?
No, I tend to not watch the shows. I don't think I've ever watched a show. So
Too much pressure?
No, I don't get nervous because it'll either work or it won't. And if it doesn't work, it's a bit cack. No, I tend to look at people.
Why can you not watch? I mean, like, that was the first thing.
It's not that I don't want to watch. It's more that I like to watch the people watching the show. Because I know when that's going to do something cool.
Right.
So I'll be looking at the audience going, let's see the action to that. So that does something cool. And you see the people going, oh my God. And you're like, yeah, that was the point. So it's really for that.
Who's doing the editing for the video? Some of these guys, or?
So we've got
the drone guys.
My guys doing the drone work, and then we'll all go back. So I'll go with them. I don't like other people to do the editing, and it's not because I'm possessive over it. It's just I'm really anal about the music matching up precisely to the lights, because I've had it done before where somebody else has taken it back. They've come back and it's like, well, that's not the show. That's just blinking lights to music. So it's got to be spot on.
You blow my mind. So you do the audio, the kind of music, you do the configuration, everything, planning, then you do the goddamn video editing at the end as well.
Well, it's got to be done, but it is. It's just about doing it right, doing it cool.
All right. Thanks a lot.
No worries, man. Take it easy.
That was great.
No worries. Right, I'm going to go and try and find my kids. What's that? No, well, I was in a band. I was a drummer for about 5 years. So we did a few gigs, and then my wife says that's my strength within light shows because, of course, I'm listening behind the song. So I don't listen to the front of the music, I try and listen really deep inside it. And it's when you're listening for the drums, I think that's when you start to hear everything else. So you might find a little in the background that nobody would ever hear, but because I was listening so intently, I might hear it. And then on the show, you will not notice it, but there'll be a little like that I will enjoy. So it's a bit nice. Yeah, it's the details that I like.
Yeah, the Cybertruck one. Yeah. I had all these ideas. I was expecting you to be a software developer. Something about IT for sure.
Yeah, well, I own a Tesla, so everybody's in IT.
I've never done an interview. This is my first ever. Thank you. I just wanted to kind of not prepare at all. Just put it there. Like she wasn't supposed to come either. She's a friend. She just wanted to come along. Okay, you're in the camera. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the way. Nowadays, I've kind of got over it. I used to be nervous, but what's the point? When I do skits online, I used to do 10 or 20 goes. Now I just do it in one. Just get it over and done with. Nobody cares. No, the bits. So I went over there. I was walking around the cars, just showing people the cars for online. And oh, my kids, yeah. I've got to go and get them. They're at Pac-Man.
Thank you.
No worries.
See you around.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, dude. Yeah. Take it easy. Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Nice to meeting you.